Hello boys and girls, and welcome back. I am your host and guide, Thirtyne, and we are playing Final Fantasy VI. Now, as the last episodes have led you to believe, we are going to attack Kefka's castle. Yes, this is what the game has been building up to. We are finally doing it, taking on the last dungeon. Couldn't get there from ground, so we're going to be going in from the sky. Now is the time to break into Kefka's domain. What is it? Celeste.
The three gods of battle are the source of all magic for the phantom beasts and this world. If we defeat the gods, then...
What will happen?
I'm not certain, but... phantom beasts. They will probably disappear from this world, along with magic.
Then...
Terra will.
Now, just like any other area that's required multiple parties, we are going to need to split our team up, and we're going to need to do some thinking on this one, because we require 3 parties. Now, first things first, I'm not going to be using Go-Go and Amaro because they're kind of like bonus characters, so I don't want to take them in there with me. Even though I could, and they would be better than Cyan, I'm still going to be using my normal characters. Now, what you're going to want to do is split up your 3 strongest magic users. So we had Terra, Realm, and Celeste in 3 different groups. Right? This way, Terra and Celeste can share the Minerva gear, and Realm you've got in another party, so that all 3 of them can share your gem box. So that at any given time you can switch your teams, you can also switch up your equipment, which is what I am going to be doing every time I switch from Team 1 to Team 2. I'm going to unequip my people and I'm going to re-equip my next team, just to make sure that I've always got the best equipment on whichever team I'm currently using. Now, you're going to want a strong character in each team, so we're going to drop Sabin over here, we'll throw Locke in here as well, Shadow can go over here, Mog can go over here, Gal, you, and you. Let's go like that. Okay. You know what, let's switch those 2 up so that we have some... No, that won't work. Frigafrax, there we go. Okay. Here's my theory on this. We got 2 magic users in group number 1, Terra and Strago. We got 2 physical users, Setzer and Shadow. Shadow throws things, Terra and Strago are going to be casting magic. Now, Setzer and Gal both share the offering, so we don't want them in the same group. Strago and Realm both share staves, so we need to make sure that they're not in the same group, so that at neither point in time either of them has the strongest staff. Terra, Realm, and Celeste all share the gem box, so they have to be in different groups. As Terra and Celeste also share the Minerva gear, so they have to be in different groups. Shadow stands alone with his own stuff. If you only got 1 Pearl Lance, Mog and Edgar are both going to be sharing it, so you want to make sure that they're not in the same group. Locke is going to be using the Illumina, so you want to make sure he's in a group where no one else is also going to be using it, which for the most part, he is the only person who may, unless you want to give it to Gao at some point. You'd have to give him the medal to equip it on him, but you can still give it to him. You could also be giving it to your magic users, Terra or Celeste, because it'll actually up their magic. Actually, you know what? Because of that, I think I'm going to throw Locke over here, because I don't have to worry about giving it to... no, but then... Oh, what's Gao going to... You know what? Nope, I'm going to keep him over here. You know what? That's fine. So, this is my reasoning for this group. This is why I'm throwing characters like this. Alright? Get it? Kinda understand? Good. Okay, now, remember how I said I currently had everyone unequipped? Well, I do. So now I've got to go and equip everyone. Remember to make sure you give Terra the Minerva, because it's actually better for her. Let's go with relics. Personally, I don't like using the 3 stars or the economizer. I am, however, going to be giving it to Strago. That is the only person who is going to be using it because his magic costs a lot and otherwise he's super weak. Nobody else is going to be using it. So, Soul of Thamasa, your gem box, your brave ring. Wait, no, not the Soul of Thamasa. Is that the one? Yeah, that is the one. Okay. Gonna go like that. You can take the black belt and the offering. Warrior's Proof. You just need to become stronger, so Brave Ring for the second half will give you, you know what, you can have a ribbon. We're going to be fighting the Marlboros in here, so we're going to need to be careful from them, because they will be casting bad breath on us, so we're going to need to have at least one person who's immune to all of it. Preferably more, but I don't really want to use up my equipment slots. Setzer as normal, fake dice. Personally, I prefer him in the Force Armor, just for the extra magic defense. You can also give him a Force Shield if you really wanted, but I'm not going to go that far. Shadow, I give him the Thieves' Knife because I'm not using his regular attack, and it ups his speed and evade. And then Strago, remember, as we said, we're going to be sharing the Wizard Rod, because those raise magic. So make sure you equip that, because you're not going to be using his regular attack, so you don't need to worry about the regular physical attack. Alright, that should about do it. You can also pop on some of these, just to make sure that they get their stat bonuses when they gain their level. Where's the other magic? There we go. Magic, vitality, and strength. That's all that really matters. Okay, the first enemy we're fighting here. These Vectorites. Now, these might throw a lot of people off because you're looking at them going, hey, there's just one enemy here. Look at that. We should be able to take him out in no time at all. Huh, I totally didn't give you the economizer. Whatever. I guess we'll just have you cast Flare. But look at that! We killed him, and nothing happened. What the hell? Also notice that a lot of the times, our damage counter is appearing in behind the enemy sprite. This is because there are actually 4 sprites stacked directly on top of each other. So although it only looks like one enemy, you're actually fighting 4. Just allow me to go down here. I'd rather have you with the economizer than the brave ring, because although you're getting a bit weaker, your grand train goes through defense anyways. Now, to point out, just like in the Fanatic's Tower, a bunch of these treasure chests have already been opened. If you want to see what's actually in them, go back and watch the Moogle raid video I did. It was a bonus one. I came in here and I went into the Fanatic's Tower and I grabbed a bunch of items using Mog and his Moogle charm. To quick recap, I got Setzer's fixed dice, I got Realm's Cap that increases her control, I got Force Armor, a few Force Shields, stuff like that, really. So nothing all that great, but it was worth picking up while I could, instead of, you know, waiting until I could come back later. You really are gonna do this, aren't you? Alright, we'll just use you to heal my team. No! Oh, okay, good, survive. No! Okay, another thing to point out, personally, I believe this is probably going to be the hardest group of enemies you are going to fight in here. Just because they have such strong magic attacks, and they throw so many different weapons and items at you that it's just insane. And as you can see, their throws can deal some pretty hefty damage. That, and they counter a lot. But that's okay, because we'll just bring our team back. We'll actually use U for curing, because even though it's just cure, it only costs 1 MP, so I can blast through a whole bunch of them. And we're gonna continue on like nothing ever happened. Alright, and conveniently enough, we fought all 3 enemy groups in... well, pattern, all 3 enemy groups. I think that's all 3 of them, I don't think there's any more. Anyways, these dragons, not really much of a problem. The Marlboros, not really much of a problem either. They absorb Holy, they absorb Wind, so don't let Gao go all crazy on them. They also... I don't know if you can see that, but apparently... someone just signed into Skype, and I can see it on my screen. Crazy. The Marlboros, as I said, they absorb Wind, they also absorb Pearl, and for that you don't want to have your Pearl Lances when you have people jumping on them, and you don't want Gao to go all crazy Wind God by using the Tempest on them. I think they absorb that, not entirely sure. Anyways, that's it for group number 1. I'm going to unequip and switch over to group number 2, so I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, on to Realms group. Once again, we've got 2 magic users and 2 physical users. So you can kind of switch up your stuff, you know, give him magic. He's got the big jumping anyways. I've given him the metal and the warrior's proof. However, I'm not going all Wind God, I'm just giving him the Lightbringer so he can deal insane amounts of damage. This is also because there's going to be a lot of enemies, as I said, that are actually going to be absorbing the wind elemental, so you don't want that. So just something to look out for. Once again, these guys can be kind of annoying because they're all double stacked. Nothing that's really going to stop us too much. We still kill them anyways because they're not very strong. However, Realms group is going to be our first one that's going to be fighting a boss. I've just got to be able to get to it first. Once again, not that anything's really going to be a problem, because Gao here can pretty much kill everything on his own. And if he doesn't, well, we'll quickly finish them off with the rest of our characters. Oh, not max damage. Darn! Well, not that it really matters, because it's not like he has both the Brave Ring and the earrings this time around. Woot, and Gao leveled up. Yes, that is what I like to see. More levels pour moi. Now, as I said, I already collected a lot of the items, so you can come up here, but the only reason you would do that is for the treasure chest. So we're going to continue on downwards into what looks like the jail cells of the Imperial capital of Vector. And our first boss. Now, this guy, as I said, absorbs Holy, so make sure you don't have the Holy Lance equipped. You can give him the Imp Spear if you want, and imp him. Actually, you know what? That might not be that bad of an idea. I think that's what I'm going to do here. Let's give you the imp stuff and imp you up, just so that, you know, you become more impy and can still dish out some good damage. Actually, I have no idea if he... You know what? I'm actually not going to do that. I have no idea if he absorbs water or not, so I'm not even going to risk it. I'm just going to go with the Golden Spear, and we're going to do this. This is the rematch. Ultima Weapon Fight number 2. This guy is strong like the last Atma weapon, absorbs shit like the last Atma weapon, and he glows yellow. Quite not similar, really, to the last Atma weapon. Anyways, the only thing this guy is really going to do that's going to be any sort of problem to us is, after taking so much damage, he's going to cast, that's right, you guessed it, Ultima. And that could pretty much decimate your party, if you're not prepared for it. However, because we've already got re-raise, well, we're just going to cast that on our party members, and this way, should anybody happen to fall, it's not really going to be much of a problem for us. We've also got full control of Mog, and we can tell him to jump when we want. So, doing that, I can just wait until I know he's about to cast it, and have him fly up into the air. The way it works is, after taking so much damage, Ultimate Weapon will start to glow yellow. He'll do this a few times, and well, I don't even get to show it off. Anyways, he'll do this a few times, and then he'll cast Ultima on you. He's not really all that hard, as you can see, unless you're not really dealing enough damage to be able to kill him before Ultima hits in. In which case, you're going to be spending a whole bunch of time trying to heal yourself, and not actually spending a bunch of time attacking him. Anyways, after killing him, you'll unlock this save point here, where you can use a tent. There's also a neat little trick, where as long as Realm is standing on this save point, and I switch to any other group, as long as I don't make them move, I can have them use a tent too. So, now I've got both of these groups fully healed. As soon as you go to move, you won't be able to use that tent anymore. You'll have to switch back to Realm's group, and then switch back to Terra's group. But, as long as we're standing on the save point, we might as well use it as our time to save. So, let's do that, and I shall see you guys next time to continue on with more of Kefka's Tower. Until then, guys.